thinking about it. I said it earlier that Ohio State normally does one stinker a year. They pull one game which they should blow out the other team, they either make it close like last year with Maryland, or they just lose it like in the Purdue game 2 years back. They haven't had one of those this year, and it might be since they play a condensed schedule, they might not have a stinker. But I don't know. Has the making of a stinker for Ohio State. They've had some trouble with COVID, which means they haven't had to practice as much. They'll have no Ryan Day there. It's interesting. And Michigan State's coming off a huge upset off of Northwestern last week that I didn't see coming. I mean, I thought Michigan State was dead in the water, but Mel Tucker is having this team compete way more than I thought they would this year. Of course, they're not going to be playoff caliber first year under Mel Tucker, but they've been doing some good things offensively. They've been doing some good things defensively. They were able to win against a really good Northwestern team. This is a stinker. I feel like Ohio State's going to pull a stinker here. They're gonna let Michigan State stay in this football game. I don't think Michigan State's going to win this game. But Ohio State, by the way, if you're Ohio State, if there was a game to cancel, it's the Illinois game, because there was nothing good that was going to come out of that game. You either win against Illinois, which everyone expects, or Illinois keeps it close, and then that's a negative, or Illinois beats you, and I don't know if you're going to be even in the playoff picture at that point. The Illinois game was a good one to cancel, because there's no benefit to winning. And that's important. If there's no benefit to winning, it's really hard for me to look at it and be like, oh yeah, they shouldn't have canceled that game. I mean, it's the game to cancel left on Ohio State's schedule. I mean, Michigan's not a great team either, but it's at least a better win than Illinois. Illinois just has nothing to point to so far this year. They have not looked good at all. So I just don't see it. I don't see it working out in Ohio State's favor. If they cancel this game, they're basically out of the playoff picture. And everyone's like, if Ohio State gets to cancel one more game, then they're not going to the play. The only way that no Big Ten team makes the playoffs is if Ohio State's deemed ineligible because they haven't played enough games, and then Northwestern goes to the Big Ten championship, and Indiana loses to Wisconsin, and Indiana beats Northwestern. That's the only way, in my opinion, that a Big Ten team, and even then, I'm going to make an argument that Ohio State should go, because, let's be honest here, we're looking at it, what other team we're going to pick, right? One from the SEC, that's fine and dandy. One from the ACC, that's fine and dandy. You can't take just two conferences and make them in the playoffs. That's ridiculous. That's utterly ridiculous. You can't do that. You can't be Notre Dame and Clemson and Alabama and Texas A&M, which I think Texas A&M will lose this week, or Florida and Alabama. It's ridiculous. You can't do that. That's idiotic, okay? A Big Ten team's gonna go, okay? A Big 12 team's not gonna go, obviously, and Pac-12 just doesn't have enough games, but Ohio State has more games than the Pac-12 does, and then everyone else has more games than the Pac-12 does. So, I mean, I could see Cincy making a case for that 4 spot, but you gotta put a Big Ten team in there. The only way Cincy, in my opinion, gets in is if, like, my weird scenario happens, which I doubt happens. Ohio State's not gonna cancel the game, and they'll probably win out. And even if that happens, Northwestern will probably beat Indiana, and then Northwestern's in. I just don't see how you turn down a one-loss Northwestern team, which has played very well and had one bad game, but they won the Big Ten. And in my opinion, that is more impressive than a Texas A&M team who's just been sitting and skating and not really doing anything for a very, very long time. Their last good win was against Florida, and they've looked not good ever since. It's been really, they've been skating by on an easy schedule. Other than that Florida game, they really have nothing to point to, and it's just, I mean, Northwestern has some good quality wins in there. They have a win against Purdue. They have a win against Wisconsin. I mean, they have some good quality wins on their resume, unlike Texas A&M, which has one and then like a horrible loss. But Ohio State's a really good football team this year. I feel like they pull a stinker here, though. Give me Michigan State to cover, but Ohio State to win this game.